Hello students. So in this video I am going to explain few more questions on area and circumference of circle. So the first question is, find the area of a circle whose circumference is same as the perimeter of a square. Now, as I have already told you that perimeter of a circle is known as circumference. So according to question, what it is said out here, first of all let us write what is given. The side of a square is given. As you can see, a square of side 22 meter, it's written out there. That means side of a square is given. So let us write side of a square is 22 meter. Now, what relation they have given in the question between the circle and the square? It is written that the circumference of circle is same as perimeter of square. So we will write circumference of a circle is same as perimeter of a square. That's what is given in the question, and they have asked you to find the area of the circle. Now in order to find the area of the circle, we need radius of the circle. Now this relation is going to help us to find the radius, with the help of which we will be able to find the area of the circle. Now we'll write the formula of circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r, and we will also write the formula of perimeter of a square, which is 4 into side. So perimeter of a square is 4 into side and circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. Now we will put the value, and from there we will calculate r. So 2 into the value of pi is 22 by 7. We don't know radius, so r will remain as it is. 4 into side is given out here 22 meter, so we will write 22 meter, and then we will arrange the numbers in order to get the value of r. So 4 into 22 was already there in the right side. Now this 7 will go that side and will go to the numerator, whereas 2 and 22 will go to the denominator. Now we will do simple division. Okay, so 22 cut, so 2 ja 4, and we are left with 2 into 7, which is nothing but 14 meter, as the unit was meter. So we got the radius of the circle, and now we can easily find the area of the circle which they have asked. So therefore we'll write area of the circle equals to pi r square, that is 22 by 7, and r will be 2 times, that is 14 meter into 14 meter. Okay, so we'll cut the numbers like this, 7 2 ja, and on multiplication of 22, 2 and 14 we will get 616 meter square. Okay, so this is how this type of question is done. Now let's move on to the next question. The next question is, which has greater area? A square of perimeter 44 centimeter or a circle having circumference 44 centimeter? So here you have to compare the area of a square and a circle, and you have to find out which has greater area. Now in order to compare, first we need to calculate the area. So what is given? Perimeter is given. So that means from the perimeter of a square I will get the side, and hence I will get the area of a square. From the circumference of the circle we will get radius, and hence we will find the area of the circle. And after that we will compare both the area, and we will see which has greater area. So let us solve. So we'll give a heading out here, square. Now what are the things given? Perimeter of square is given, so we'll write perimeter is equals to 44 centimeter. Now what's the formula of perimeter of a square? It's 4 into side. We have already done, use this formula in the last question also, and this is 44 centimeter. So side will be 44 by 4, which after cancellation gives, so 4 11 ja, so 11 centimeter is the side. Now we will find the area. So area of square will be, the formula is side square, that is 11 centimeter whole square. Now square of 11 is 121. You can do the multiplication, 11 into 11, and centimeter square will be centimeter square. Okay, so area of square we got 121 centimeter square. Now let us do the calculation for circle so that we can compare the area and can conclude which area is greater. So now we'll give, the heading is circle, its circumference is given, and both the boundary, length of the boundary are same. Square perimeter is 44 centimeter and circle also perimeter is 44 centimeter. We don't use the word perimeter for circle, instead of that we use circumference. That's the only difference and nothing else. Now formula, circumference formula will be 2 pi r. So 2 into 22 by 7 into r equals to 44. So 44, we'll arrange the numbers. Okay, so 22 2 ja and 2 1 ja 2. Okay, so radius will be 7 centimeter. We got the radius. Now we can easily find area of the circle by using the formula. So area equals to pi r square, that is 22 by 7 into 7 centimeter into 7 centimeter. So 7 got cut, and 7 22 ja 154 centimeter square. Now we have the area of both the square and the circle, and we can compare and see which has greater area. So it is clear that circle has a greater area. So therefore we can say after this calculation that circle has the greater area. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. The next question is, find the cost of polishing a circular tabletop. So the table top of the table is in the form of a circle and you want to polish it. So the polishing is to be done out here. Okay, so this is where we will do the polishing. That means in this question we are going to talk about area. Okay, now listen students, in different question it's become very important to understand whether we will be calculating area in order to find the cost, or we will be calculating perimeter in order to find the cost. So you have to understand that. So either you can understand it from the language of the question, it's clearly written out there that polishing of circular tabletop of the diameter, or you can also see the rate and say whether they are talking about area or perimeter. Since the rate is 25 rupees per square meter, so per square meter, and square meter is area, is the unit of area and not the perimeter. Okay, so from there also you can get the idea whether to calculate area or to calculate perimeter. So here they have said find the cost of polishing a circular tabletop of diameter 1.4 meter. So diameter is given. Suppose this is the center, then we can draw the diameter. So diameter of the circle is given. Okay, it's 1.4 meter, and rate of polishing is this much. So in order to calculate the total cost, we need the area out here. Okay, so first we need to find the area. So what is given? Diameter is given. So let us write diameter is equals to 1.4 meter. So radius, we know the formula, it will be half of the diameter, that is 1.4 by 2. Okay, that is 0.7 meter. Now we will find the area of the circular top. So area of the circular top will be, we'll use the formula pi r square 22 by 7 into 0.7 meter into 0.7 meter. Okay, so if you feel problem in doing the calculation with decimal, so you can remove the decimal. By 10 you can write by 10, and then 7 1 is 7. So 22 into 7 will be 154. And how much is left in the denominator? 10 into 10, 100. Meter square. So now 154 by 100, it's very easy, 1.54 meter square. So you got the area. So how much area we need to polish? 1.54 meter square. This is the total area to be polished at the rate of this. So the rate tells you that cost of polishing 1 meter square is 25 rupees. So we need to find, in order to find the total cost, we need to find the cost of polishing this much area, 1.54 meter square. So we will be using simple unitary method. So let me do it in the next page. So what we will write? We will write that cost of polishing 1 meter square is 25 rupees. That's given in the question. So what is the total area we need to polish? So cost of polishing, the total area is 1.54 meter square, will be rupees 25 into 1.54. Simple unitary method, and after multiplication we will get 38.50. that is 38 rupees 50 paise is the total cost of polishing the circular table top. Now let's go for the next question. Now as I told you in the last question that in order to find the cost, total cost, it's very important for you to understand whether we need to find the area or the perimeter. So in the last question we saw that we need to find area. Now in this question you will see that here you need to find the perimeter. Now how to understand? You can understand by the language or by the rate. As I have already told you, rate also gives you an idea. Okay, but to be confirmed you must read the whole question and understand. So what's written out here? Find the cost of fencing. Now when you see the word fence, so where does the fence, we do the fencing in the boundary, isn't it? So that means when we are talking about boundary, means we are talking about perimeter. So you have to find the cost of fencing a circular garden of radius 5.6 meter if the rate of fencing is 13 rupees per meter. In the last question we have seen it was 25 rupees per meter square. That means it was rate of area, per unit area, but here it is rate per unit length. That means we need to find the perimeter. So what is given? we should write first what is given and then we will proceed. So this is a circular garden and fencing is to be done out here. Okay, at the boundary you are going to do the fencing like this all around the garden. Okay, like this we are going to do the fencing. So the radius is given 5.6 meter. So in order to find the cost of fencing, we need to find the length of fencing, that is length of the fence, that is circumference we need to find. So let us write what is given first. Radius is equals to 5.6 meter. So with the help of radius we can easily find the circumference. So circumference of the circular garden equals to formula 2 pi r. So 2 into 22 by 7 into the radius is 5.6 meter. Again, if you have problem with the decimal, you can remove it, bring 10 out here. Now 7 8 is 56. You can do the multiplication. After multiplication 8 22 and 2 we got 352 by 10 meter, which will be 35.2 meter. Okay, now we will be using simple unitary method as we did in the last question. That is, they have given the cost of fencing 1 meter is 13 rupees. We have to find the cost of fencing this much meter. Okay, so what we'll write out here, that cost of fencing 1 meter is rupees 13. Therefore cost of fencing 35.2 meter will be rupees 13 into 35.2. After multiplication we will get, you can do the multiplication, 457 rupees 60 paise. Okay, so this is how this question has to be done. Now let's move on to the next. The next question says, a water sprinkler in a lawn sprays water as far as 5 meter in all direction. So suppose there is a sprinkler, water sprinkler out here, okay, and it is spraying water at most as far as 5 meter, and it is doing that in all the direction. It is rotating and spraying water in all the direction, and hence what will be formed? A circle will be formed of radius 5 meter, because it is spraying water in all the direction as far as 5 meter. Okay, so the radius is 5 meter. So they have asked you find the length of outer edge of the wet grass. So this, all the grasses will be wet, so they have asked you what will be the length of the outer edge of the wet grass. So this is the length of the outer edge of the wet grass. So that means indirectly they are asking you the circumference of this circle. This circumference of this circle will give you the length of the outer edge of the wet grass, because inside it all the grasses are wet, and this is the last boundary of the wet grass. Okay, so what we are going to write out here? We will write that radius is 5 meter, and in order to get the length of the outer edge of the wet grass we need to find circumference. So circumference will be 2 pi r, that is 2 into, and in this question it's told to take pi as 3.14, so we are going to do that. So 2 into 3.14 into 5 meter. So after multiplication, so 5 2s are 10, and 10 into this, the point will move backward one place, so 31.4 meter. So therefore the circumference gives you the length of the outer edge of the wet grass. So you can write the statement, therefore length of the outer edge of wet grass is equals to 31.4 meter. Okay, it was very simple question. Now let's move on the last question of this video, that is a piece of wire in the form of a rectangle. So there is you have a piece of wire. Suppose you have this wire. Now using the wire you are going to form a rectangle. So using that wire you formed the rectangle. Okay, so this is the rectangle you have formed using the wire. So where is the wire? The wire is in the boundary. Yes. So what's the length of the rectangle? 18 centimeter. What's the breadth of the rectangle? 15 centimeter. Now this wire from which you made rectangle at the beginning, what you did, you reshaped it as a circle. That means now using the same wire, what you are going to do, you are going to reshape it in a form of circle. So where is the wire? The same wire is now on the boundary of the circle. Okay, so in this case what is same in case of rectangle and circle? In rectangle the wire was on the boundary, okay, was forming the boundary of the rectangle, and in the circle also the wire forms the boundary of the circle, that same wire. That means what we have is the circumference of the circle will be equal to perimeter of the rectangle, because the boundary of both the figures are made of the same wire. Since the boundary are made of the same wire, hence their length of the boundary will be same. The perimeter of circle is known as circumference. So circumference of circle will be equal to perimeter of the circle, perimeter of the rectangle. Okay, now using this relation we can easily find the radius of the circle which they have asked in the question. Yeah, they have asked radius of the circle. So using this relation we can easily find the radius. So we'll use the formula. So perimeter of rectangle is 2 into length plus breadth. The length is this and breadth is 15 centimeter. So 2 into 22 by 7 into r will remain as it is, as we have to find r. So length is 18 plus breadth is 15. So r will be 2 into 18 plus 15 will give 33. Now 7 will come up and 2 and 22 will be in the denominator. After simple calculation, 11 2, 11 3, 2 and 2 will get cancelled. Radius 21 by 2, which on calculation gives 10.5 centimeter. So you can write, therefore radius of the circle equals to 10.5 centimeter. So these are a few different kinds of question based on area and circumference of circle. If you practice such questions, try to understand the language of the questions, you can easily get a nice concept about the topic perimeter and circumference and area of the circle. Okay.